Are altcoins dead? That's what we're looking at in this short update on this beautiful Saturday. We've just last week witnessed a massive crash on the markets. And in that we've seen some interesting figures, which is that the altcoins have been bouncing in their Bitcoin pairs. Where are we in the history of the markets, and can we compare it to any of the previous periods? That's what we're going to discuss in the current update. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and also make sure to join our public Discord. Trade on Bybit. You are getting free money until the 1st of September. So make sure to use that if you want to get yourself into the markets. Now, when we're looking at the markets, I've been shooting this video just after the crash took place on the market. So there might be some heavy movements, but I tried to make this video as much plausible as possible. If we look at the previous cycles, you can definitely see some interesting figures there. I'm going to use the ETH Bitcoin chart, which provides data from back in the day. I think I need to use the ETH Bitcoin chart from Kraken, because that even gives me more data than in the previous cycle, so that's going to be great. Where are we currently in the cycle? I think it's comparable to 2015 end stages, and it's comparable to 2019 end stages. So we are still pretty much before the entire halving took place. It's still like 10 months prior. I've been discussing this topic previously. So here we've had a halving taking place. And when did the altcoins bottom? September 2019. If we go here, when did the altcoins bottom? It is 12 October of 2015. The halving took place later here than there. And currently we are making a new low at this stage in August, while the halving is proceeding a little bit earlier as in the previous cycle. I try to get some data going on some other altcoins as well, but this is the more important part here, because we do see a case where altcoins bottom out when Bitcoin starts to collapse. So at this stage, we've got a bottoming procedure here in the period of October 2015. We've got a bottoming picture in September of 2019, and we might be getting the exact same here. ETH Bitcoin has switched from proof of work to proof of stake, so there is a likely chance that ETH is not going to fall as much as we want it to with the changes that it's currently having. Additionally, we do see some significant momentum in the actual altcoin markets at this point, because the Bitcoin dominance chart is currently falling substantially. So the fact that we're falling with the Bitcoin dominance chart is showing that there is some certain interest into the altcoins, and that the momentum might be changing on the markets and the entire environment. What we need is a Bitcoin that is going to have a bottom. We need a Bitcoin that is getting close towards it and starts to range. And that is the best nature for altcoins to start searching. And when you talk about searching altcoins, you can talk about the fact that in the previous cycle we've had the exact same case. If you look at Chainlink, for instance, Chainlink has been doing extremely strong from the period that we started to bottom out. And we had some previous runners here as well. We've had a bottoming procedure in April 2019, a peak high in June 2019, another bottom in September 2019, and then we started to rally. In this case, we've had a bottom in June 2023, comparable. We've had a slight run, not as strong as this previous one, and we started to consolidate and make a new bounce here. So there is a chance that after this case, we start to see some serious momentum into altcoin markets. So the worst might be in, and especially if we look at things like Inch. Inch is currently showing a massive momentum. If we look at this weekly candle, it is super astonishing to see the daily going absolutely bang, completely through the roof, from the period that we witness here where the altcoin has been collapsing, but as a result, instead of falling down, altcoins are surging. Which means that if Bitcoin finds itself a consolidative period, you might argue that altcoins are going to start surging, especially if you look at the data that we have from the previous cycle, where we peak approximately 10 months prior to the actual halving, which we have been doing currently. Then we start to fall with the Bitcoin dominance chart, and we never come back towards this previous highs because the markets are going to continue rallying up. Doesn't mean that you should be getting yourself into altcoins at this point at all. I think that if you look at the previous cycles and you look at the data which we get here, it is very understandable that the markets are currently super fierce. People do not understand whether you need to be buying crypto. The overall circumstances in the macroeconomics have been adjusted as well. If you look at it from that perspective, it is unclear whether you should be buying altcoins, and it feels a little bit unnatural to buy altcoins at all. But in that case as well, if you think about it, the markets are always doing the opposite of what the mass is thinking. At this stage, we are focused on having a recession, but given the fact that everybody is expecting it, you should be giving yourself a thought of whether we are actually going to get that. Additionally, what we have is that people are assuming that Bitcoin is going to fall towards 18 to 15k and altcoins will have another massacre. Why should we have that? Well, we've had it in the past, so we must be having it right now. It is uncertain, but at least the data from the previous cycles show that buying altcoins right now is making more sense than buying Bitcoin for the foreseeable future. That's the short update. I'll be back on Tuesday again. Make sure to hit the like button and I'll see you soon. Ciao.